What's a good first day spot for yourself or for the person that you're interested in? Is it the movies? Is it a comedy club? Is it a coffee date? There's so many different options. There's so many different places. What would be the reason for your first date? These are the questions I ask myself, and I know some of you ask yourself as well. For me, a good first day spot probably wouldn't be just the movies or dinner. To me, it's just a little bit too basic. I like to personalize what the first date experience would be like for the person I'm interested in getting to know more of. So I like to do something a little more. I like to do something that is interactive. So if I do want to do the movies and the dinner, I'll see when they have the whole day free and I can get them for the whole day that they probably wouldn't mind me for the whole day, and I'll curate something extremely dope where maybe we go axe throwing, maybe we'll do uh, maybe like Dave and Buster's or something like that, and include dinner, include movies or some other activity like a comedy club, something that I can see the person's personality and it also caters to what my interests are. I think when a first date is planned, you do your best not to exclude what your interests are and things that could showcase your personality and who you are, as well as something that caters to the other person's interests and personality as well, based off the things that they said to you. You know, uh, just try to be, just try to give people a real glimpse of who you are, and it gives you a chance to see if they interact. Like if you're into sports, if you're a man or woman into sports, maybe a first date might be, to a game for whatever your favorite sports team is. And, if that person showcases their into sports, or, you just want to, hey, we could do dinner and a game, or game and a dinner, or game and lunch, or whatever the case may be, just to see if that person interacts with you or is interested in meeting you halfway or at some point with what your interests are. Because why would it's kind of crazy if you're with someone that has no interest in what your interests are and who you are and what your likes are. So, first dates should be about you really getting a chance to showcase your personality and who you are, as well as getting to see the dynamic of what you two could possibly be on that date. Like if you go to Dave and Buster's or like an arcade place, you know, if a female and I go to an arcade place like Dave and Buster's or something, I want to hear you talk trash. Talk trash to me. Let me see how competitive you are. Let me see, let me see that kid inside of you, the person that likes to have fun. Because I don't want to be with somebody that's serious all the time. I'm not serious all the time. So I want to be with someone that makes me laugh and we can have fun. So my first dates would probably be something that requires us to have more fun and get to see that inner kid in you, the person that likes to be spontaneous and fun and laugh and enjoy. Because life itself is a little bit serious with so much going on, working all the time, family, you know, whatever situations you may be dealing with. It could even be, what if you're dealing with somebody that's a homebody and you don't care to be outside either? Well, do create a at home sip and paint. If you both like to test out wines, or that person likes white wine and you like red wine, or whatever the case may be, you set up like a romantic, interactive vibe. You get some, lo-fi music playing in the background. You got it all set up with the canvas on the stand and the paint brushes and everything, and you do something interactive. Or you can go do like a pottery date, or a hot glass, create a creative hot glass. It's so many different things. Groupon is still out there. You can find so many things on Groupon. Ain't no shame in your game. Ain't no shame in my game. If you use Groupon, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? You could create a whole situation, a whole fun weekend off of Groupon or on a budget where you don't have to break the bank, especially on the first date. You know, I know some people they like, oh, you got to spend like 300 on me for me to take you serious. So yeah, I ain't doing that, love. Um, I ain't doing that. You know, and for the people who don't do that, I'm proud of you too for being smart. Like, if a person requires you to spend exorbitant amount of money on them just for you to get a date or show that they might take you seriously, that's already a telltale sign that you shouldn't go on that first date. But that's a whole nother topic and subject for another day. You know, movies. Movies are cool for a first date, depending on the type of movie. Like if you both are like movie critics, and you know you're gonna watch the movie, and then y'all gonna have a whole conversation about it. Like, did the director do a good job? What about the casting? Did they do a good job of casting for the characters? Did you know what the visuals was like? What the edits was like? You know, or maybe if you like to do deep dives, how does the movie that we watch coming come close to or remind me or depict something that has to do with my everyday life and my real life? You know, where I'm at right now might be a good first date. Maybe the person is an engineer into trains, into civil engineering, how certain things work, and y'all just come watch trains, or y'all go to the airport and just watch planes take off and land, and wonder where people's mind, where people are coming from, where they're going, what they're here to do. Is it business? Is it leisure? You know, what the case may be. But I encourage everyone that when they choose to find someone that grabs their attention and captivates them in any type of way, that you know they're more mindful of the places and the timing on what they're doing for curating a great first date experience. You know, really take time to look into things. You know, you can be spontaneous and be creative, but really, you know, find out how you can incorporate your interests and your personality into what their interest and their personality is, so that it really a first date stands out to a person. If you know first impressions is key, then you should make your first date a key impression. You know, I would like to see if, you know, if I allow a person or like a young lady, a woman to take me out on the first day, and she approaches me and she's like, hey, I want to take you out, you know, we should do something, and hey, I want to see the effort level. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if all the talking we've been doing, you've been listening to what I say I like, what I don't like, what I'm interested in, what I wish I could experience, what I have experienced. And let's see how you put that all together into a melting pot and stir something up. So, you know, for me, I get creative. I've done some creative things as first dates. You know, where it's been, uh, you know, and maybe it's not even a first date, but you know, just things that I could have taken from on my dates and made it a first date, like Broadway shows, um, booking tickets to go have dinner somewhere, like you know, just a getaway. Hey, you know what? You need a getaway, or maybe a massage, a spa day. You know, going to get a mani and pedi together could be a good first date idea. Like, you know, both y'all feet looking crazy. You know, women want to have their nails looking good. You know, so hey, what are you doing today? You free? Hey, I was thinking you could meet me here, you know, or I pay for you to get a mani and pedi, you know what I'm saying? And you know the spot you going to, and you show up like, hey, surprise with flowers or something, like, yo, I'm here, you know, to enjoy this moment with you, and y'all start bonding this. It's so many creative ideas that, you know, if you really get creative and put the time into it, you'll be able to set the tone for a first date. A comedy club, like, I want to see what your humor's like. You know, is it dark humor? Is it soft humor? Like, want to hear what you laugh at or what you're interested in, and vice versa. You know, and it gives you a chance to be interactive. It's kind of it can be a romantic vibe. If you sit up front, both of y'all could get cracked on, and y'all have those memories. You know what I'm saying? Like a good first day is like setting the tone for what the relationship will be like, what the bond is going to be like, what the connection is going to be like between you two as you continue to, you know, make more time available for each other apart from what you already have going on in your own personal daily lives. So I encourage you all to be be creative, uh, be diligent, be mindful, and you know, as you put yourself first and you decide to invest time in someone else and allow them into your personal space and your daily routine, that when you set up the first date, the second date, the third dates, and so on and so forth, that you keep in mind to always include yourself as you think about them and what they may like and what they won't like, and do your best to keep everyone outside of outside of you know, oh well, you should do this, you should do that. If you feel like it's a great idea, then try it. You don't know what will work from what won't work, you know, but just be yourself, be genuine, be intentional, and it's all gonna work out how it needs to work out. And if you have any ideas on what other spots might be great for a first date and you would like to share your story, you know, I need y'all to get active in the comments. Let me hear some of the stories on what the first date was like, how someone surprised you with how they paid attention to detail, or you know where they took you, and you know, were you nervous at first, were you comfortable, you know, how it ended. Maybe not, some of y'all don't have to tell me how it ended, it might be a little bit too graphic whatever the case may be. You keep certain things to yourself, but I definitely would like to hear in the comment section, you know, some great first spots for some great first date spots, um, or activities, and share some of the stories. You know, I've had some great first dates, and you know, some of them were just that, just first dates, but they were great because I learned about myself, and I learned how even you being just very thoughtful and very creative, and you know, it was a vibe that sometimes it's just that, you know, it's people with options out here, people doing first dates all over the place, but you know, just be intentional with your time and your efforts, and don't get try not to let it affect you if even the first date just ends up as just the first date. You know, learn from it, take what you need from every experience and grow from it and continue to build on it and enjoy the process. All right. Until next time, until next week, peace, love. You know it's Mixie. I look forward to talking with y'all and connecting with y'all even more. I'm sorry for the hiatus, but I'm back.